Ladies and gentlemen, friends and fellow human beings, every day we speak. We speak to our loved ones, to our colleagues, to ourselves. We have conversations, debates, and even silent exchanges. But how often do we stop and realize the immense power of the words we choose? Words have power. They hold the ability to build bridges and burn them. They can lift us to the highest peaks or drag us down to the deepest valleys. They can break hearts and they can mend them. They can tear apart a soul or they can heal it. Think about it for a moment. When was the last time someone's words lifted you up when you were at your lowest? Or perhaps when was the last time your words brought comfort to someone else who needed it? It is easy to forget that words are not just sounds or letters strung together. They are vessels of emotion, carriers of intent, and creators of realities. We are the architects of those realities. In a world where everyone is fighting their own battles, where silent struggles are carried behind smiles, words have the incredible potential to heal wounds we cannot see. They can be the balm that soothes a wounded heart, the gentle whisper that encourages a weary soul, or the loud affirmation that reminds someone they matter. But they can also be the blade that wounds, a careless comment, a harsh word, an insult. They have a lasting impact. They can leave scars far deeper than any physical wound. Imagine how much kinder our world would be if we chose our words with intention, with love, and with understanding. Imagine if every time we spoke as if our words were a healing touch. What if instead of judgment, we chose empathy? What if instead of criticism, we chose encouragement? What if instead of silence, we chose to speak up for those who need it most? Healing doesn't always require grand gestures. Sometimes it's in the quiet, simple act of using words to affirm someone's worth, to remind them that they are not alone, to tell them that they matter. And as we heal others, we heal ourselves. The words we speak to others often reflect how we speak to ourselves. If we can choose words that empower those around us, why not choose to empower ourselves with the same kindness and compassion? Speak to yourself with the same love, the same tenderness, the same grace that you would offer to a friend in need. In a world filled with noise and chaos, let's be the ones who choose silence when needed and words of peace when we speak. Let us be the ones who choose words that heal, that uplift, that inspire. Because in the end, words are not just about what we say, they're about what we choose to give. And when we choose wisely, when we choose healing, we create a world where love, understanding, and compassion thrive. Words are powerful tools for building or breaking. In the world we live in today, words are everywhere. They are in our daily conversations, in our social media posts, in the books we read, the news we consume, and even the thoughts we entertain in our minds. They shape our reality in ways we may not always realize. Often we take words for granted, using them without much thought, without fully understanding the impact they can have on others and ourselves. But if we take a moment to reflect on the weight words carry, we realize that they hold incredible power, power that can either build or destroy. Words have the ability to uplift. They can inspire someone who is feeling defeated, give someone hope in their darkest hours, or provide comfort when there seems to be none. A simple word of encouragement can be the difference between someone deciding to keep going or giving up. Whether it's a motivational phrase, a compliment, or a simple "I believe in you," words have the potential to change the course of someone's day and sometimes their life. On the other hand, words can also break. They can tear down someone's confidence, destroy relationships, or even wound someone so deeply that the scars last a lifetime. Harsh words, insults, and criticisms, whether intended or not, can cut to the core of a person's self-worth. It's often said that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Yet for many of us, words can hurt far more deeply than any physical injury. Physical wounds may heal over time, but the pain caused by harsh words can linger, affecting the way we see ourselves and how we interact with the world around us. Think about a time when you were on the receiving end of harsh words. Perhaps it was an argument with a friend or family member, a critical comment from a colleague, or a judgmental remark from someone you cared about. In that moment, the words may have felt like a punch to the gut, leaving you stunned and hurt. And even though time may have passed since that moment, the memory of those words still lingers in your mind. The impact of those words, whether they were intentional or not, left an imprint on your heart. Now think about a time when someone's kind words made you feel appreciated, understood, or supported. That feeling of being seen and heard is the power of words used for good. It's the warmth of a genuine compliment, the comfort of a heartfelt, "I'm here for you," or the hope that comes from hearing someone say, "You've got this." Words that heal can have a profound effect on how we see the world and ourselves. The key difference between words that build and words that break lies in intention. When we choose words with love, kindness, and empathy, we are building up the people around us. We are creating an environment where people feel safe, valued, and understood. Words like "thank you," "I appreciate you," and "you matter" are simple yet powerful. They create connection and foster a sense of belonging. They acknowledge the worth of another person and offer them a sense of dignity. However, when we speak from a place of anger, frustration, or insecurity, our words can tear down everything we've worked to build. A sarcastic comment, a harsh criticism, or an offhand judgment can damage a relationship, even if we don't intend for it to. Sometimes we get caught up in the heat of the moment, forgetting that the words we say may have consequences far beyond that moment. Once words are spoken, they cannot be taken back. We may apologize, we may regret them, but the damage can still be done. In some cases, it can take years to rebuild the trust and connection that was broken by a single careless remark. It's a sobering reminder that the words we choose can have lasting effect. The impact of words is not just limited to how they affect others. Our own words shape the way we view ourselves. Have you ever caught yourself speaking negatively about yourself? Whether it's calling yourself stupid after making a mistake or saying "I can't" when facing a challenge, these words create a narrative in our minds. They reinforce our doubts, fears, and insecurities. The more we speak negatively about ourselves, the more we believe it. If we constantly tell ourselves that we're not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable enough, we start to internalize those thoughts, and they shape our behavior, our decisions, and the way we interact with the world. But just as words can break us down, they also have the power to build us up. By changing the way we speak to ourselves, we can change the way we see ourselves. Simple affirmations like "I am worthy," "I am capable," and "I am enough" can start to shift our mindset. These words have the ability to transform self-doubt into self-belief, fear into courage, and weakness into strength. Our words also affect our relationships. Think about the last time you had a conversation with a loved one. Were your words kind? Were they affirming? Or were they sharp, dismissive, or filled with frustration? Communication is the foundation of all relationships, whether they're with family, friends, co-workers, or even strangers. The words we choose can either strengthen those relationships or weaken them. It's easy to speak in a way that reflects our emotions in the moment, especially when we're upset or stressed. But when we choose our words thoughtfully and with intention, we can prevent misunderstandings, avoid unnecessary conflict, and create deeper connections with those around us. Healthy communication is rooted in respect, empathy, and care. Words that build don't just come from a place of kindness. They come from a place of understanding and a desire to truly connect with others. The impact of words goes beyond our personal relationships and our own sense of self. Words have the power to change entire communities, even societies. Think about the speeches of great leaders, the movements that have shaped history, or the calls for justice that have been echoed across generations. Words have sparked revolutions, ignited passions, and given a voice to the voiceless. The voice has given leaders who spoke with conviction, compassion, and clarity, have rallied people to work toward a common goal, to stand up for what is right and to fight for change. Words have brought about social justice, equality, and reform, but the opposite is also true. Words can be used to manipulate, incite hatred, and divide people. Throughout history, words have been used to spread propaganda, fuel wars, and perpetuate oppression. The words we choose can either unite us or tear us apart. That's why it's so important to be mindful of the language we use, not just in our personal interactions, but in the larger conversations happening around us. Words are not just powerful in the moment, they are powerful over time. The stories we tell ourselves, the narratives we create, and the language we use become part of our identity. If we constantly hear negativity, criticism, and judgment, we start to believe it. If we hear words of hope, encouragement, and love, we begin to internalize those as well. That's why it's so important to be intentional with the words we use, not only toward others, but also toward ourselves and in the broader cultural context we are part of. We are constantly creating stories with our words, and those stories shape the way we experience the world. So, in every conversation we have, in every interaction, and in every moment of self-reflection, we must ask ourselves, are the words I'm using building something positive or breaking something down? Are they contributing to healing, growth, and connection, or are they causing harm? The choice is ours, and it is a powerful one. The words we speak today will echo in the lives of others tomorrow. They will shape the world we live in, and they will shape the world we leave behind. It's not just about being kind or polite. It's about being intentional. It's about recognizing that every word carries weight, and with that weight comes responsibility. The responsibility to build, to heal, and to uplift. Our words are not just a reflection of who we are, they are also a reflection of what we want to create in the world. Do we want to create a world filled with division and anger? Or do we want to create a world built on empathy, understanding, and love? The answer begins with the words we choose. The power of words is limitless. They can change our lives and the lives of those around us. Words have the power to build or break, to heal or harm, and it is up to us to decide how we use them. Every word is a choice, and every choice has consequences. So choose wisely. Choose to build, choose to heal, choose to uplift. Because in the end, words are not just sounds. They are the building blocks of the world we create. Small, kind words can make a lasting impact on someone's life. It's easy to underestimate the power of a simple word, a brief sentence, or a small compliment. In the busyness of our lives, we often overlook the profound effect our words can have on others. We may think that grand gestures are the only way to show we care, or that large acts of kindness are the only ones that matter. However, it is the small, everyday words we speak that can often have the most lasting impact, far beyond what we realize. Imagine for a moment someone offers you a compliment when you're feeling down. Maybe someone tells you you're doing great or I admire your strength. In that moment, those words may feel simple, even fleeting, but their impact can resonate for much longer. When someone acknowledges our efforts, especially when we're unsure or struggling, those small words serve as a reminder that we matter. They provide a boost of encouragement, reminding us that we are seen and that our efforts have value. It's often these small affirmations that help us keep going when everything else feels uncertain. A kind word can shift our perspective, even if for just a moment, and change the trajectory of our day or week. On the flip side, a single negative comment, a harsh criticism, or an offhand judgment can have an equally lasting effect. But in the opposite direction, we've all experienced moments when a careless remark stuck with us long after it was spoken. A single harsh comment can linger in our minds, affecting the way we view ourselves and the way we interact with others. It can undermine our confidence, create self-doubt, and even impact our sense sense of self-worth. Words have the power to cut deeper than any physical wound, and their effect can sometimes last far longer than we anticipate. The weight of negative words is heavy, and it can sometimes take years to heal from the impact of something someone said, especially if those words were said by someone we trusted or loved. The thing is, we often don't realize just how much our words can affect someone else's emotional landscape. We may think that our comments are insignificant or that people won't remember what we said, but the truth is, they often do. Small words, both positive and negative, can stick with us. They shape how we view ourselves, others, and the world around us. And they can shape the course of someone's life in ways we might never fully comprehend. When someone is struggling or in pain, a small, kind word can provide the comfort they need to keep going. It can be the difference between someone feeling isolated and hopeless or feeling supported and understood. This is particularly true in times of vulnerability. When people are going through tough situations, whether it's a personal crisis, the loss of a loved one, or facing a difficult challenge, they are often more sensitive to the words around them. In these moments, a small act of kindness, like a thoughtful word or gesture, can feel like a lifeline. It reminds them that there is still goodness in the world and that they are not alone. Even something as simple as saying, "I'm here for you," can make a world of difference. These words don't have to be extravagant. They just need to be genuine. A small, heartfelt expression of care can be the spark of healing in a dark time. And it's not just in times of hardship that small words matter. In our everyday interactions, the words we speak to those around us contribute to the fabric of our relationships. A small thank you to someone who's helped you, a compliment about someone's effort, or a quick expression of appreciation for a small kindness. These are the words that build a culture of kindness, respect, and mutual support. These small words create a ripple effect, inspiring others to offer kindness in turn. What begins as a simple, kind word can spread far beyond the initial exchange, creating a wave of positive energy that reaches places we may never see. This is why it's important to be mindful of the words we use. We often don't know what someone else is going through. They may be carrying burdens that are invisible to us, and our words, whether kind or harsh, can either lighten their load or add to their weight. A small, kind word can make someone's day, even if it's just for a moment. And that moment of kindness might just be what they need to keep moving forward, to continue with their work, or to push through the struggles they're facing. The impact of kind words is not limited to those we speak to directly. A simple compliment or encouragement can inspire others to be kinder themselves. A single act of kindness has the potential to create a chain reaction, where one positive exchange leads to another, spreading goodwill far beyond its original intent. This ripple effect of kindness can transform entire communities. It's easy to forget that we all contribute to the energy around us and that the words we use contribute to the collective atmosphere. When we choose kindness, we foster a sense of connection and support that can bring people together, even in the most challenging times. In the context of our own lives, small words can also have a profound impact on our self-healing. The way we speak to ourselves, whether through self-affirmation or self-criticism, shapes our mental and emotional well-being. A small, kind word to ourselves, like, "I am enough," "I am doing my best," or "I am worthy of love and happiness," can make a significant difference in how we navigate the challenges of life. These words can help us counter negative thoughts and cultivate a more compassionate relationship with ourselves. The practice of speaking kindly to ourselves, of offering small, encouraging words, is just as important as the kind words we offer to others. It's a way of building ourselves up and reinforcing our self-worth. Small words are not so small. They have the power to heal, to uplift, and to change lives. Whether spoken to someone else or to ourselves, the words we choose can create lasting impact. They can be the difference between a day filled with hope and one clouded by doubt. The beauty of kind words lies in their simplicity, their ability to make someone feel seen, valued, and heard. It's these small acts of kindness, these simple exchanges that make the world a better place, one word at a time. The weight of our words is often underestimated, yet their impact can shape lives, influence relationships, and define the way we perceive the world. Language holds immense power, and every time we speak, we have the opportunity to either heal or harm, to inspire or to break down. This power lies not just in the words we choose, but also in the intention behind them. The ability to wield this power responsibly is crucial if we are to create a more compassionate and understanding world. In moments of vulnerability or pain, the words we use can make a profound difference. When someone is struggling, whether emotionally, mentally, or physically, a simple word of encouragement or comfort can be a lifeline. It may seem insignificant at the moment, but those words have the potential to provide solace and to offer hope. In times of hardship, people often feel isolated, and their sense of self-worth may become fragile. A compassionate word can serve as a reminder that they are not alone in their struggle, that someone sees their pain, and that someone cares. Just as a comforting hug can soothe the soul, so too can a few words of kindness act as a balm for a hurting heart. It's not always easy to choose our words carefully, especially when we're dealing with our own stress or frustrations. We've all been in situations where we've said something in the heat of the moment, only to regret it later. Words spoken in anger or frustration can cause harm that lingers far beyond the initial exchange. They can leave emotional scars, erode trust, and damage relationships. The damage caused by harsh words can often be more difficult to repair than the physical wounds we might experience. The emotional impact of criticism or insult can stay with someone for years, shaping their self-esteem and their approach to future interactions. It's important to recognize that our words have consequences. Every time we speak, we're making an imprint on someone's life, for better or worse. When we speak from a place of empathy and understanding, we can help others heal, build them up, and foster stronger connections. On the other hand, when we speak carelessly or without consideration, we risk causing harm, creating division, or perpetuating negative patterns of thought and behavior. Empathy is key when it comes to choosing words that heal. Understanding where someone is coming from, recognizing their pain or struggle, and responding with kindness and care can create an environment where healing can take place. Empathy requires us to pause, to listen, and to be fully present with the person we're speaking to. It asks us to set aside our own judgments and assumptions and instead approach others with an open heart and mind. By doing so, we offer them the gift of feeling understood and valued, and that in itself can be incredibly healing. There are countless ways in which our words can either uplift or discourage. A kind word of encouragement can be the difference between someone giving up and pushing forward. A simple compliment can boost someone's self-esteem, reminding them of their worth and potential. A thoughtful expression of gratitude can foster a sense of belonging and appreciation, creating deeper bonds between individuals. On the other hand, a critical remark or a dismissive comment can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. It can create walls between people, erode trust, and cause emotional harm that can be difficult to heal. As we interact with the world around us, it's essential to remember that we don't always know the full story of someone's life. Each person carries their own burdens, and what may seem like a small issue to us could be a major challenge for them. By speaking with empathy and choosing words that are supportive, we can offer comfort and understanding that may not be immediately visible, but that can make a significant difference in someone's day. A kind word can be the anchor that helps someone stay afloat during a storm of emotions. It can provide hope when it feels like there is none. Equally important is the way we speak to ourselves. The words we use internally can shape our mental and emotional state just as much as the words others speak to us. Negative self-talk, those inner criticisms and judgments, can chip away at our confidence, fuel our insecurities, and create a sense of hopelessness. When we constantly tell ourselves that we're not good enough, that we don't deserve happiness, or that we'll never succeed, we reinforce a narrative of failure and inadequacy. But the opposite is also true. When we speak kindly to ourselves, when we offer words of encouragement and affirmation, we can begin to shift our mindset. We can reframe our negative thoughts and choose to focus on our strengths, progress, and potential. Self-compassion is a form of healing that comes from within, and the words we use with ourselves play a significant role in cultivating it. When we learn to speak to ourselves with kindness and understanding, we create an internal environment of acceptance and growth. We give ourselves permission to make mistakes and to learn from them without letting them define us. We stop holding ourselves to impossible standards and instead celebrate our efforts and resilience. The way we speak to ourselves can either hinder our growth or fuel it. Just as we would offer encouragement and support to a friend, we must learn to offer the same to ourselves. Choosing words that heal also extends to how we communicate in our relationships. Relationships thrive when we speak with honesty, vulnerability, and care. Healthy communication is not just about expressing ourselves clearly, it's about fostering an environment of respect, trust, and understanding. It's about choosing words that reflect our love, appreciation, and commitment to the other person. When we take the time to listen deeply to others, to understand their needs and feelings, and to respond thoughtfully, we build stronger connections and create a sense of safety and security within our relationships. When we speak to others, the words we choose have the potential to either build them up or break them down. The power of language lies in its ability to influence our perceptions and emotions, which is why it's essential to choose our words with empathy over judgment, encouragement over criticism. This doesn't mean we should avoid honest conversations or be afraid to address difficult issues. However, it highlights the need to approach communication from a place of understanding, sensitivity, and care. Empathy is the ability to step into someone else's shoes, to understand their feelings and experiences, and to respond in a way that acknowledges their emotional state. It's about connecting with the human side of the conversation, understanding that everyone has their own struggles and challenges. When we speak with empathy, we don't just focus on our own needs or perspectives. We recognize the humanity of the other person. Words born from empathy are gentle, validating, and compassionate. They allow someone to feel heard, seen, and valued regardless of their circumstances. Judgment, on the other hand, comes from a place of assumption and lack of understanding. It's when we make quick assessments about others based on superficial impressions or incomplete information. Judging someone without knowing their full story can have devastating consequences. It may make them feel small, misunderstood, or isolated. Too often, we fail to see the depth of another person's struggles, and as a result, our words can come across as dismissive, harsh, or even cruel. Think about how judgmental remarks can affect someone's self-esteem. When someone hears things like, "You'll never make it," or "Why can't you be more like so-and-so?" it can make them feel inadequate. It chips away at their confidence and may even lead them to doubt their worth. Judgmental words can create a barrier between people, making them feel like they're unworthy or less than. When we judge others, we are not considering the complexities of their lives or the reasons behind their actions. And in doing so, we miss the opportunity to offer support and encouragement when it's needed most. On the flip side, when we speak with empathy, we help others to feel understood. Instead of criticizing, we encourage. Instead of pointing out flaws, we focus on strengths. Encouragement is the lifeblood of motivation. It's what keeps us going when we feel like giving up. A simple, "You're doing great," or I believe in you can instill hope in someone who is struggling. These words show them that someone cares, that someone sees their effort, and that their journey is valid even when things seem tough. Think of the times in your life when you've been encouraged. Maybe it was from a teacher who told you that your potential was limitless, or from a friend who reminded you that you were strong enough to overcome challenges. Those moments of encouragement stick with us. They boost our confidence, give us strength, and help us face difficulties head on. Encouragement allows others to believe in themselves and keep moving forward, even when the path seems uncertain. Criticism, though often viewed as a necessary form of feedback, can be constructive when delivered thoughtfully and with care. However, there's a difference between offering helpful criticism and just being critical. Constructive criticism aims to guide and improve, while destructive criticism aims to tear down and demoralize. The key difference lies in the delivery. When we focus on encouraging growth and improvement rather than highlighting failure, we can ensure that our words are contributing to someone's development rather than hindering it. When we choose encouragement over criticism, we open up a space for growth, connection, and collaboration. People are more likely to respond positively to words of support than to harsh judgments. Encouragement fosters trust and cooperation, while criticism, especially when it's not constructive, can create defensiveness, resentment, or fear. Think about how you would react to someone who criticizes you harshly compared to someone who encourages and supports you. In most cases, we are far more open to feedback when it's offered in a way that builds us up rather than tearing us down. Words of encouragement also have the ability to transcend the individual level and have a wider societal impact. In a world where negativity and criticism often dominate, encouraging words can serve as a powerful antidote. Encouraging each other to be better versions of ourselves can create an environment of positivity, growth, and collaboration. Imagine if, instead of constantly pointing out each other's flaws, we focused more on what was going well. If we celebrated progress rather than fixating on perfection, we would create a culture of support rather than one of judgment. We would empower people to be their authentic selves, knowing that they are accepted and appreciated for who they are. Empathy and encouragement go hand in hand. By speaking from a place of empathy, we naturally offer words of encouragement because we understand the challenges others face. We recognize that while everyone's journey is different, we all need reassurance and support along the way. Empathy allows us to acknowledge the struggles of others without judgment. It helps us see their efforts, even if the results aren't immediately visible. Encouragement is a natural extension of that empathy, because when we understand someone's pain or challenges, we want to lift them up, to remind them that they are capable and strong. Our words then become powerful tools of connection. They build bridges rather than walls. They create a foundation for mutual respect and understanding. They invite others to open up, to share their stories, and to trust in us. When we choose empathy over judgment and encouragement over criticism, we foster a sense of belonging and safety. We help others feel like they matter, that they are seen for who they are, not for the mistakes they've made or the things they can't control. It's important to remember that our words have consequences, not just in the immediate moment, but in the long term. Words have the power to shape someone's sense of self-worth, to influence their behavior, and to determine the way they view the world. By choosing our words wisely, we can become catalysts for positive change in the lives of others. In doing so, we also cultivate an environment where love, kindness, and understanding thrive. The ability to encourage, to lift someone up, and to speak with empathy is a gift we can offer the world. Healing starts with the way we speak to others and ourselves. The language we use plays a fundamental role in the healing process, whether we're helping others through difficult times or working on healing ourselves. Healing, in this context, doesn't only refer to physical recovery from illness or injury. It extends to emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. The words we speak, both internally to ourselves and externally to others, have the potential to either hinder or promote that healing. They can either create a path for recovery or further entrench us in pain and suffering. When it comes to others, the way we speak to them can be incredibly impactful. We've all experienced times when a kind word, a supportive gesture, or a simple acknowledgement of someone's pain has been a balm for our spirits. Imagine being in a place of deep sadness or uncertainty, feeling alone, and then someone offers a kind word, letting you know that you're not alone in your struggle. That simple act of speaking words of comfort and support has a profound healing effect. It provides reassurance, fosters a sense of belonging, and helps people feel seen and validated. These are all essential elements in the healing process. The right words can provide a sense of hope when everything else feels uncertain. They remind us that we are not defined by our pain, our mistakes, or our past experiences. They assure us that healing is possible, even when we can't immediately see the way forward. By choosing to speak with compassion, empathy, and understanding, we create an environment where healing is not only possible, but encouraged. Above, it is in the kindness and encouragement of others that we often find the strength to keep moving forward, to pick ourselves up when life knocks us down. However, the opposite is also true. Words that are harsh, dismissive, or judgmental can deeply affect our ability to heal. When we criticize, belittle, or invalidate someone's feelings, we create emotional wounds that can take a long time to heal. Words have the power to re-traumatize someone, to reinforce feelings of inadequacy or shame, and to deepen emotional pain. When someone is in a vulnerable place, harsh words can close them off, prevent them from seeking help, or make them feel like they are unworthy of care and understanding. There is a significant difference between being honest with someone and being brutally honest in a way that disregards their emotional state. Honesty is important in relationships and in communication, but it must be tempered with compassion. Being brutally honest without regard for the other person's feelings is not a form of healing. It's a form of emotional harm. We have all been on the receiving end of words that cut deep, and we know how painful they can be. But we've also felt the healing power of words spoken with care, even when they were hard to hear. Healing words do not seek to tear down, but rather to build up. They acknowledge pain while offering comfort, understanding, and the promise of better days ahead. When we think about how we speak to ourselves, the impact is just as significant. We are often our own harshest critics. The negative self-talk that many of us engage in can prevent us from healing and moving forward. The internal dialogue that says things like, "I'm not good enough," "I'll never be able to change," or "I don't deserve happiness," holds us back and deepens feelings of worthlessness and fear. This kind of language feeds into a cycle of self-doubt and insecurity that keeps us from growing or healing. It reinforces our struggles rather than helping us rise above them. Healing, however, begins when we start to speak to ourselves with the same kindness and compassion that we would offer to a friend in need. It's not about ignoring our flaws or pretending that we don't have room to grow. Instead, it's about accepting ourselves as we are, with all of our imperfections, and treating ourselves with respect and understanding. When we practice self-compassion, we begin to heal from within. We stop being our own worst enemy and start becoming our own best friend. The language we use when talking to ourselves directly impacts how we feel about ourselves, how we approach challenges, and how we allow ourselves to grow. Consider a time when you've been kind to yourself in the face of a mistake or failure. Perhaps you reassured yourself that it was okay to make errors, that no one is perfect, and that it was simply part of the learning process. These affirmations are healing in nature. They give us the space to recover from disappointments without letting them define us. When we speak to ourselves with compassion, we create an internal environment that is conducive to healing. We can face challenges with resilience, knowing that our worth is not dependent on our failures, but on our ability to get up again. The way we speak to ourselves also affects the way we show up in the world. When we practice self-healing through kind words and affirmations, we become better equipped to offer healing to others. If we're constantly engaging in negative self-talk, it can be harder to offer kindness and empathy to those around us. Our internal world directly influences our external interactions. By healing ourselves through the language we use, we can then use that same language to heal others. Healing is a cycle that begins within and extends outward, creating ripples of positivity and hope. For both our own healing and the healing of others, it's essential to understand that words are not just empty sounds. They have energy, they carry weight, they can create or destroy. Healing begins when we recognize the power our words have, not just when we speak to others, but also when we speak to ourselves.